I want to talk to you about the best emergency loan companies to actually consider this year. So, here are the top loans I want you to pay attention to. First, if you're looking for an emergency loan provider, think about Upgrade. Upgrade has a great emergency personal loan, and the cool thing is that they can actually give you a maximum of $50,000. So, if you are in an emergency and you're looking for a quick cash, consider Upgrade. And Upgrade will give you anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000, and they will consider you if you have a FICO score that starts at 530 all the way to 580. Now, the exact amount, the exact FICO score changes based on the states where you are at. Okay, they have different FICO score requirements based on the states, and also depending also on the amount that you want in the first place. So, Upgrade will be your first emergency loan company, $1,000 to $50,000, APR that goes from 10% all the way to 36%. Next, you have Avon. So Avon is also a great emergency loan company to consider this year, and Avon is great for fast funding. They will fund you within 24 to 48 hours. So this is kind of cool, and you can actually use the cash for all kinds of things. Now, Avon is not as generous as Upgrade because Avon is giving you only a maximum of $35,000. But hey, listen, $35,000 in an emergency is a lot of money. It can also be a very useful. Okay, so you can actually the loan amount range is actually $2,000 to $35,000, and credit score to actually qualify for an Avon personal loan goes from 500 to a 600 minimum credit score. So if you're looking for the best emergency loan companies to think about this year, Avon should be really a front and center, especially because they can give you the money really fast. Okay, you can actually receive funding. You can be approved and receive funding actually within the same day. So this is totally great, and in an emergency that can be really helpful. If you're looking for an emergency loan company, I want you to think about Upstart today. And Upstart has a great personal loan for you to consider. So if you have poor credit, if you have poor credit, but you have let's say a strong work history, Upstart can really help you big time. What I love about Upstart is that Upstart has been around for a while, 20 years, and they have great reviews online. They have actually garnered great reviews online in terms of customer service, in terms of loan transparency. Okay, the only thing is with Upstart, they charge you an origination fee. Okay, this is something to really think about. But overall, they charge you anywhere. I mean, they give you anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000, and they'll give you that amount at a minimum credit score of 300. So if you are at the bottom of FICO of the FICO ladder, like really at the bottom, if you have poor credit, let's say you have bankruptcy or whatever on your credit file, Upstart can still work with you, not a problem. They will give you an emergency loan, maybe not $50,000, but they will give you something. Okay, so you can actually survive, if you will. That's really good. Another lender I want to share with you is Lending Club. So if you're looking for an emergency loan company this year, think about Lending Club. And Lending Club actually has a no prepayment penalty. So if you're looking for an emergency loan with no prepayment penalty, go for Lending Club. And so what I love about Lending Club is that they're giving you a pretty decent loan amount. So you're looking at a maximum emergency loan of $40,000. So this is kind of cool. And $40,000 in terms of minimum credit score, they will accept anything from 550 to 600. That's minimum. Okay, so this is kind of cool. But overall, basically, a Lending Club allows you to get matched with loans that will really that are more likely to close faster. Okay, so that's really good from a flexibility point of view. And one thing I also want to say is that with Lending Club, what I love is that their APR are pretty decent. They're charging you anywhere from 8.5 to 9%, all the way to 36%. And you can use their emergency loan for anything. Debt consolidation, home improvement, credit card consolidation, whatever, okay? If you're looking for a great emergency loan company this year, let me introduce you to Best Egg. And Best Egg has been around for 20 years, 15 to 20 years now. And this is an online lender. This is primarily an online lender that can give you as much money as you need to actually take care of the emergency that you currently have in your life. Okay, and but the only thing is, Best Egg wants you to have a relatively high credit score. So basically, when you had Upstart allowing you to apply if you have a 300 FICO score, Best Egg wants you to have like 600, double that. Okay, so Best Egg is really for folks who have at least fair credit. So if you have fair credit, if you have at least fair, good, or excellent credit, Best Egg will help you out. And this is actually reflected in their interest rates. They're charging you anywhere from 6% all the way to 36%. And that makes sense because the higher your credit score, the lower the lender is willing to charge when they actually approve you. So this is kind of cool. And with Best Egg, that's one thing I need to say is that you will love the fact that they will give you a maximum of $50,000 in emergency. So if you're looking for an emergency loan company that's pretty generous, think about Best Egg. They'll give you anywhere from $2,000 to $50,000. Okay, and you get the funds released within 24 hours or 48 hours. So this is kind of cool from a scalability point of view, but also from a flexibility point of view for you to get approved and get the cash real fast. Okay. Now, one thing I want to say here is that with Best Egg, once again, make sure your credit is in top shape, because otherwise you'll be paying a lot. If your credit is not in top shape, you'll be paying a lot in fees and interest and all that kind of stuff. Okay, this is something to really. If your credit is in top shape, go with Best Egg. If not, go with Upstart. Go with Upgrade. Okay, go with Prosper. Go with OneMain. Go with Opportune. I will talk about those very quickly, very soon. If you're looking for an emergency loan company to actually trust this year, I want to introduce you to OneMain Financial. So OneMain Financial also has been around for a while, and the cool thing about OneMain Financial is that they actually have a few brick and mortar offices that you can actually go to. So if for any reason you're not comfortable doing like applying for an emergency loan online or even over the phone, you can walk into a OneMain Financial office and sit there and talk to someone, and that person will help you out. Okay, will help you out in terms of getting you ready for the loan. I mean, they will help you apply for the loan there. Okay, so OneMain Financial is great if you have low credit score. It's kind of really the opposite of Best Egg or even Lending Club, for instance. So OneMain Financial really caters to a specific niche, and that's folks who have a low credit score. And OneMain Financial is charging. They're charging accordingly, by the way, because I mean they are in a space that's pretty risky. Okay, from a lender's perspective. So they are actually charging anywhere from 18% to 36%. So you can see that the high risk is reflected in the APR they are charging. And another area where you see the high risk reflected is the fact that basically you have a loan amount range that goes from 1,500 all the way to 20 grand. So not really that much, but at least it's something. So you're not getting 50 grand that you get through Upgrade or Upstart. You're getting less than half that. You're getting 20 grand. Okay, but the thing is with OneMain Financial, there is no minimum credit score. In other words, minimum credit score, it can be 300 or no credit score. If you have no credit, you can still qualify for a OneMain Financial loan and a OneMain Financial emergency loan. Finally, one thing I want to say is that basically with OneMain Financial, you just got to be aware that you are paying an origination fee. Okay, and so this fee can go from 1% all the way to 10%. So, but the fee varies based on the states where you are at. So your state, your residence, your city and states where you are at will actually impact how much you're paying in terms of fees. But the fees will be there anyway. If you're looking for a wonderful emergency loan company, I want you to think about Prosper. Prosper is a really good player in this space, and I love the fact that they've been around for many years now. So this is kind of cool because you want to have a lender with a proven track record, and Prosper does have that track record. It is an online lender. It has a proven track record. If you go online and type Prosper Loans, you'll see lots, like literally thousands of positive reviews. Okay, and that's what you want. You want to have thousands of positive reviews about a lender. And Prosper is giving you a maximum of $50,000 in emergency loans. So if you're looking for an emergency loan company that can give you anywhere from $2,000 all the way to $50,000, consider Prosper. And Prosper will accept a minimum credit score that goes from 530, 520, all the way to 560. So this is kind of cool, okay? And one thing I want to say here is that overall, what I love about Prosper is that Prosper approves most loans within 1 day. And depending on your bank, it may take 1 to 3 business days to receive funds in your account. And you will need let's say a credit score of at least 520 to 560 to qualify for a Prosper loan. So, and this is really cool because you also have the possibility to pre-qualify. You can see how much you can get, okay, before actually applying for real. So this is kind of cool. And also, one thing I want to say is that Prosper actually gives you the cash fast, but they also do not charge. They don't charge prepayment penalties. So this is really good. This is really all those reasons that make me actually recommend Prosper big time. So if you're looking for an emergency loan company this year, you have to really you gotta consider Prosper. If you're looking for a great emergency loan company this year, I want you to think about Opportune. And Opportune is kind of similar to One Man Financial in the sense that they are serving actually the low credit score market. Okay, so but Opportune is actually great for emergency loans for small loan amounts. Basically, Opportune is not going to give you 50 grand. They will give you a maximum of $10,000. So their loans go from 300 all the way to $10,000. There is no minimum credit score, so all credit scores are accepted, even no credit score. If you're new to credit, you can still qualify for an Opportune loan. Okay, but their APR is kind of high. They're charging anywhere from 19% to 36%. So you have lots of APR to really pay, a lot of interest expense to account for. Okay, but hey, listen, if you are quote unquote desperate and you want to have an emergency loan company that will accept you no matter what, Opportune could be that lender. Maximum $300 to $10,000. Okay, but with Opportune, you also have the possibility to understand that you have a geo restriction problem. I mean, Opportune is expanding the states where they're operating, but right now they're not really where they want to be at. In other words, they're not in all 50 states. Right now they are in Alabama, Arkansas, okay, Alaska, Arizona, California, Delaware, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Montana, Minnesota, okay, Missouri. They are also present in North Carolina. They are in North Dakota, New Hampshire. They are in Maine. Okay. They are in Oklahoma. They are in Oregon. They are in Pennsylvania. They are in Rhode Island. They are in South Carolina. They are in South Dakota. They are in Texas, Utah, Virginia, Vermont, Washington State, and Wisconsin. So you got to be in those geographies to actually qualify for an emergency loan from Opportune. So just be sure, double check with them. But listen, if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Just shoot me a comment, and I'll let you know whether your condition actually is applicable to the kind of profile Opportune wants to see. So I just shared with you the top eight best emergency loan companies to consider this year. Let me give you a quick overview before I close to this conversation. The thing is that if you want to apply for an emergency loan, it's important to understand that the lender wants to see a few things. Okay, the lender wants to get some information from you to make sure you're getting the cash that you need and that you are able to repay the loan. Like they'll ask you the regular stuff like pay stubs, proof of income. If you have money coming from Social Security every month, they want to really show a statement to that effect. They want to see also the last couple of years of returns, tax returns. So your 1040 for the last 3 to 5 years, for instance, documentation of 401ks and other financial accounts, photo ID, and they also want to have your rent and mortgage history. Okay, so this is an important element to think about. So one thing I want to say also is that when it comes to emergency loan companies, just remember that the qualification will primarily depend on your credit score, your income, and credit history. Those are the top three elements they pay attention to. Of course, the rest can also complement it, but they pay attention a lot to those to that trifecta: your credit score, your income, and your credit history. That will give already an idea to the lender of what kind of borrower risk they have to really account for. Okay, and so just be aware. I mean, nobody expects an emergency in their life. So an emergency is by definition something not planned. But just be aware that if you reach out to one of those companies that I just reached, one of those companies that I just listed into this conversation, they'll ask you primarily for those important pieces of documentation. That's why, by default, you want to really know exactly what kind of a credit score category you find yourself in, and apply. You want to apply at a lender that's actually that's already friendly to that FICO score niche. What I'm trying to say is, if you have bad credit, there are some lenders they are comfortable dealing with that niche. For instance, Opportune. For instance, One Main Financial. For instance, Upgrade. For instance, Upstart. Just go to those lenders, okay, and you are more likely to be approved than if you were to go to let's say Avon, for instance, which prefers actually people with good credit, for instance, right? Or even Lending Club, or even Best Egg. So it's always important to match your credit profile with a lender that will appreciate your credit profile. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I just shared with you the best emergency loan companies. So, the top loans include Upgrade, Avon, Upstart, Lending Club, Best Egg, One Main Financial, Prosper, and Opportune. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.